Do you want to set up a professional work email without using Google Workspace or some similar tool? Well, if you keep watching this video, I'll show you how to set it up in Gmail for only $7 a year. Hey, what's up guys? I'm LaRosa Johnson with Trailblazing Tech, where we help coaches and solopreneurs make their tech easy. In a previous video, I showed you how to set up Google Workspace using Cloudflare, and with a click of a couple of buttons, that is really easy to set up. But for some people, they want a leaner setup. They don't want to spend $70-some a year on an email address. Their business isn't really where they want it to be, and they just really want to keep things really cheap and inexpensive, and they want to have all their email in one place. I totally get that. Well, I found a tool that will allow you to use your existing Gmail account, your free Gmail account, with your domain name. And so that's what I'm going to show you in this video. So let's jump right into it. So to do this, we're going to use a service called Gmailify. So it's Gmailify.com. And this is a service that will allow you to use your own domain name. Caveat, you have to own the domain name. And allow you to send and receive emails from your domain name at your personal Gmail account. So like it says, unlimited email addresses on your own domain with Gmail. And so Gmailify.com is a complete email system bringing custom domains to Gmail accounts without any hacks. So this is a legit way, and it's only $7 a year for the entire domain. So what that means is you can have multiple people on that single domain. So like you and a business partner, you both have separate Gmail accounts. Well, you can both have your own email account on that domain name for $7 a year, just for the one purchase for the domain. So it's built for Gmail, has reliable delivery. Like I said, flat price, $7 a year. It has some advanced routing to make sure that all the emails that you receive and send get to your account and get to the people that you're sending it to. And it does have sending included, which is very important. Seamless integration, works really easily, has some health monitoring so you can make sure that everything's working the way you want to. And yeah, and it's privacy by design. So this is all really secure. Now, there are a couple of caveats that I'll talk about towards the end of this video, but let's just jump right in and show you how to set this up. So we're just going to do this live in this video. So you can do this for free to start with, just to test it out, see if you actually like it. So let's try for free. Click the button, and then you type in your domain name. So the domain name that we're going to use for this one is a domain name that I have called timewarp.guru. So it's not one that I'm really using for anything, but it's just one that I have. So we're going to set this domain up. So you type in your domain, click set up domain. And then you get to the screen. So it says domain successfully created. Let's set its DNS records now. So this is really just a lot of copy and paste. It's going to seem complicated, but I'm going to show you how easy it is. And again, I'm using Cloudflare for this, so we're going to make it really easy. So we're just setting up a couple of DNS records. So we're going to set up a TXT record for verification, mail exchange records, SPF policy, DKIM, and DMARC. So let's just jump right into it. So the first one we need to set up is our verification TXT record, which basically means that we own this domain name. This is what they use to verify that. So our host name, I don't need to copy that. And so we're going to copy this value, and we're going to go over to Cloudflare. So Cloudflare, we have it set up already on this domain. So we're just going to start adding records. Add record. So the first one is a TXT record. And then we do @ for the root domain. Paste in that record, and then just for sanity's sake, I'm going to put in Gmailify so that when I come back to this domain later, I know what this record is for. And then we click save. Easy peasy. Let me go back to the next record. So the next one we have is our mail exchange record. So again, we're going to have @ for the host name. Then we're going to have this value that we want to copy, and then we want to get this record. The MX priority is 10. So we're just going to remember that one. So we're going to come in here, add a new record. This time we're doing MX. We're going to do root, paste in the server name. Priority is 10. And I'm not going to type in Gmailify for this one because we're just testing this. So we have that one. Go back to our next one. Now we have our SPF policy. Again, @ for the root domain. It's a TXT record. And we're just going to copy this. go back to Cloudflare, add another record. So we're adding another TXT record, and pasting in that record. So this is as simple as it is. It's really just a lot of copy and paste, but we're just going to walk through this all together. So with Cloudflare, this next step is where it's going to get a little complicated. So now we're setting up our DKIM public key, and you don't really need to worry about what any of this stuff is. Just copy and paste it, do what it says to do. So for this one, we're setting up two CNAMEs for this one. So we're going to go back to our first one, add record, CNAME. We're going to paste in that first record, go back and copy the value. Now this is the one thing that you need to keep in mind if you're using Cloudflare. For CNAMEs, it turns on proxy by default. We need to turn that off, which is that note that they had up here where it says if using Cloudflare DNS, make sure you set DNS only, records without proxying. So that's what we're doing here. We're setting DNS only. So we save that. Then we go back to Cloudflare, go back to Gmailify, and then copy that second CNAME record. So we come over here, do another CNAME, copy this record. Again, making sure we turn the proxy off, because otherwise things will not work. And then we have one more to go. So now we have our DMARC. So I'm not going to copy this one since I know what it is. I can type it out. So we're going to copy this record. And again, it's another TXT record. So we come back over here, TXT underscore DMARC. Paste that in, save. And those are all the records that we need to set. So we've gone through and we've set up all of our records. So we've done the verification, we've done the mail exchange records, we've done our SPF policy, we've done our DKIM public keys, we've done our DMARC. So now we've done all that, the next thing to do is verify the domain's DNS. So we click this button, and if everything is good, like it says here, it'll say correct DNS records were detected and domain activated successfully. So now we can start setting up our mailbox. So for this, let's just say, so this is going to be your email address at your domain name. So your new @timewarp.guru address. So we'll just say LaRosa. You don't need to type out the whole email address, just type the first part of it. And then in the next field, you're typing in your Gmail address. So for this one, I'm just going to use an old Gmail account that I'm no longer really using for much other than some forwarding of old emails. So larosa217@gmail.com. And we're going to create mailbox. So this is really the last important step. And once you get this done, the rest is going to be pretty easy from there. And so this is just making sure that you're setting up things in Gmail to send and receive those emails. So you want to read these important steps. And then so it's going to walk you through exactly step by step what you need to do. So we're going to access your Gmail settings, and then we're going to go through the steps to add our Gmailify email address. So we're going to copy this email address and come over to Gmail, come to settings, see all settings. Then we're going to go to accounts and import. And then we're going to check mail from other accounts. So add a mail account. This is where we're going to paste in that email address. So larosa@timewarp.guru. Click next. And then it's going to say you can either import your emails from this email address to your Gmail inbox, or you can use Gmailify. Now this is using Google's version of Gmailify. So Gmailify is like a service that Gmail has built itself that connects to things like Yahoo, Outlook, Hotmail, that kind of stuff. Gmailify.com that we're using is something separate entirely. So what we want to do is import emails from other account, POP3. Then we click next. And then we're going to have some additional details that we need to copy in. So we come down here and we can see our username, password, server, and then port. So, all right, so the main thing that I need to copy over is the password. So we'll copy that, and then we'll go to the other window that I had open. And so we will type in, the username is larosa@timewarp.guru. Paste in the password. The pop server is pop.gmailify.com. And then the port is 995. And then it tells you leave a copy of retrieved on the server, leave that unchecked. And then we want to check always use a secure connection. And then it says label incoming messages. If you want to do that, you can do that. And I recommend doing it. And that way you're just setting up a label so that you know anything that's coming into this Gmail account is from that email account. So you can do a new label if you want to. So we'll just do a new label. And we'll just say Time Warp Guru. And so anything that comes in from this account, we'll get that label, and then we can leave this unchecked. And then we click Add Account. And then it says, you can now retrieve mail from this account. Would you also like to be able to send email as larosa@timewarp.guru? And we want to say yes, but we're going to come down, scroll down here, just to make sure that all the other things are correct. So yeah, we want to check that. Click Next. And then you can put your from name. So we'll just say Time Warp Guru, just so we know exactly who this email is coming from. And then we want to treat it as an alias, leave that checked. And then we want to go to next steps. And then we just want to continue to do like what we did before. So we will copy this password, go back to our other window, and type in this information. So we will do smtp.gmailify.com. And then the port that we want is 465. And then the password, the username is going to be your email address. So larosa@timewarp.guru. And then the password. And then we want to make sure that this first option is selected for SSL. And then we add account. And then it'll say, congratulations, we've successfully located your other server and verified your credentials. And just one more step. And so it's going to send an email confirmation. And so you just need to click on that, and we will just go over to our Gmail account to set that up. So click on close window. We'll go over to our Gmail account. We'll come over here to our inbox, and we'll see we have a couple of things set up. So first thing we need is our Gmail confirmation. So we click on this, and then click on this link. And then please confirm sending as larosa@timewarp.guru. Click here to return to your, and then click confirm. And then so now your Gmail account can send emails as larosa@timewarp.guru. And so we can close this and go back to our inbox. And then we have this email with just all the instructions if we need to get to them again, which we don't need. And then we can see here our mailbox, larosa@timewarp.guru, is activated. And then you can start using your, this has a whole bunch of information that you need to keep in mind as far as like sending and receiving emails, but I'll let you read that on your own time once you're all set up. But we will go back to Gmailify. And once you've done all that, say I've completed the steps above, and then it says setup complete. So congratulations, everything's connected, and then access Gmail search options, gives you some other information as far as setting up filters and all that kind of stuff. And then we're going to continue to Gmailify. And then here's where you're going to see all your stats and stuff. So as far as incoming emails, like you can see the number of emails that are coming in, that are going out, other inbox stats. And this is also where you come in and set up other delegations. So if you wanted to create another email address, you can do all that from over here as well. Come over here to email routing. You can set up other emails. So like add a mailbox. This is where you would add someone else. So type in the email address, and then you put in their Gmail, and then they would go through and do all the same things. And then if you want to set up an alias, so let's say you wanted to have like contact at Time Warp Guru. So you can do that by adding an alias. So let's say contact, and then you select the user that you want it to go to. So let's just say I want this to go to just my La Rosa account. So you can just type in La Rosa, don't have to type in the full email address. And then you can also allow destination mailboxes to send as this alias. To do that, you basically follow the same steps for setting up your SMTP, just like we just did as far as sending. So to do that, you would just come over here to your account, see all settings, accounts and import, and then send mail as, and then add another email address and follow those steps again. So we'll cancel out of this. All right, so then the last thing that we have to do is just send an email. So to do that, we come over here to compose, and then you can see here from the drop down in the from field, now we have Time Warp Guru, our domain, as an email address. Then we can send it, let's say, to my La Rosa at trailblazingtech.com, and then test email. So this is just a test, and then you hit send. All right, so now that the email has been sent, we come over here to my other Gmail account, which is where my Trailblazing Tech email is, because I have Gmailify set up over here. You can see we have our test email from Time Warp Guru, La Rosa at Time Warp Guru, or timewarp.guru. This is the test email, and then if I reply to this, hey, Time Warp Guru, this is La Rosa replying to your email. Then we send it, and then come back over here to our Gmail account. It should show up in our inbox in just a few moments. All right, and now you can see that this email has come in from La Rosa. So we open it up, we can see La Rosa at Trailblazing Tech. So yeah, so now you've sent your email, you've received the email. That's all that you need to do to set up your Gmailify. And it's really easy, and again, $7 a year. All right, so let's talk about the things that you have to keep in mind when you are using Gmailify. The main thing that you have to keep in mind is you are very limited in how you can use this email account. So you can't use that SMTP for anything else. You can only use it in Gmail. They've sandboxed it so that only Gmail can access that SMTP server. And then that means you can't use it for like anything on your website for sending email, that kind of stuff. So you can't use it for that. You would still need a separate service for that. So this is only for sending and receiving email in Gmail. Now, along with that, it also means that you can't use things like Apple Mail or other apps like that that are like traditional mail apps. So you have to be comfortable using this in the Gmail interface, or using apps like MimeStream that deeply integrate with the Google interface and use the send on behalf features. Because otherwise, there are lots of services that will allow you to send as your email, but then it tries to send it from Gmail. And then with the way email works these days, that email will never get delivered. So you have to keep that in mind. So the biggest restriction is sticking to the Gmail interface. So if you're comfortable with using Gmail, which I am, I actually love the Gmail interface over something like Apple Mail or any other mail app, then you're going to be very comfortable using Gmailify. And if you can't live within those restrictions, then I would definitely recommend setting up Google Workspace, like buying your domain on Cloudflare, doing what I said in my other video, setting that up in Google Workspace in a couple of clicks within like 10-15 minutes, and you're done, and doing it that way and just spending the money for like the $60-70 a year that it costs to have a Google Workspace account. But if you want to do it for $7 a year, you're comfortable with the limitations, then Gmailify is definitely a great option for that. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it helped you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out in the comments below or shoot me an email. Talk to you guys later. Peace.